become limiting beliefs as we move forward and try to reach our ultimate financial goals. With that said, please share this room, share the hallway. There's only 2 shares presently, and there's 54 of us in the room right now. So if you guys could take a moment and share this in your hallway, ping other people into the room, because it is going to be exciting to share this information. And I'm certain you did not know all that Don is going to show you. With that, I yield the mic. And Don, I got to go.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper, for coming in and listen, and thank you for being a part of the developing a spiritual money mindset coming up in May. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Don Daniel. You're watching us live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn right now. We're going to, this is a special edition of our program, and we are going to show you some of our examples of how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. So folks, if you're in the audience and you want to know more about how to pay off mortgages in 7 years, please come up, ask your questions. And so with them, go ahead and moderate the people. I'm going to need some help moderating today because I usually have an engineer running everything else over here, but I'm going to be running the back end also. And if you see any hands go up, please invite them up so we can ask them, so we can have them ask their questions. All right. In the meantime, we're going to have our moderators introduce themselves. Kenyatta, while you're on your way, why don't you introduce yourself? Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I'm your partner in six, which means that I assist you with finding a deal, financing a deal, canceling the interest on that deal because I'm down with the P.I.L.L method and doing it all over again. And I am the official lender of the P.I.L.L method family. And so if you need any financing for your business purpose loans or your real estate project, please connect with me, and I would love to see it come to fruition. And I'm so excited for the event that's going to be happening with Dr. Eric Thomas. I'm just excited for what's going to happen, but most of all, I'm excited to meet you. So go ahead and grab that ticket because I don't want to be hogging up all the information, just me, myself at the VIP.
This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Your grandma counting on you.
Sorry about that, folks. Like I said, I'm running this by myself today. You weren't supposed to hear that right now. So anyway, thank you so very much, Kenyatta. Miss Kelly, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Russell. I'm the owner of Self-Care Holistic e-commerce brand and retail locations, or warehouse locations in Wilmington, Delaware. I'm also a proud, what do you call it? A registered, doing your registrations on Friday at the event. And I'm honored to be in this room with you, Don, getting this awesome information that's helping people pay their debts with the same money and save money at the same time. Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited about you putting together this level of event for us to get together and shift our mindset and develop a spiritual money mindset that could take us so far, our whole family, all the information, all the people, all of the things that you're planning for this event is phenomenal. At the hotel, I start looking at the amenities of the hotel. I'm like, and then we get a free day to enjoy it. So thank you for just pulling out the red carpet for us all, Don. It's going to be amazing, and I'm just here to add value where I can, but I'm always here with you as a student. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, Miss Credit Goddess, Rosalore, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm actually in the middle of with my task force team. You know, even though I help clients with funding, sometimes the paperwork is not together. So I got to get my task force together so we can, get them in the right position to get this funding. But yeah, I'm in the middle of that, but I'm going to be really quick. My name is Rosalore Lewis. I'm also known as Credit Goddess, all things credit. I'm the official credit expert for the P.I.L.L method crew. So I'm so glad that you guys are here to tap in, especially on this mindset edition. Let me tell you, and I don't know, Don, if you go through this, Kenyatta, Kelly, Coffee, listen, as we take you guys on as a client, we also have to be your coach and your therapist and your mentor, because we want, and mindset is everything, because in order for you to play the game, you got to get in the game, right? So you got to get your mind ready for whatever that's to come. You don't always want to just rely on the coach or the mentor to get you there, but you also have to be prepared and you have to be willing to put in the work. But it all takes mindset. When they say mind over matter, I mean, especially, you need to go out there in the gym, but just to get up out of bed, it takes that mindset to say, you know what? Why am I doing this? What I need this, and your why. That why is going to fuel you. So I'm so glad that we're having this conversation, and we're about to embark in this conversation, because us, as we are taking you to that next milestone, it does require you to put in the work, and that mindset is everything. And we always find that we have to get you motivated to get there. And this is the reason why we're willing to lend our a hand to get you there. But that mindset is everything. You can tap into that. But thank you for this. I'm going to be tuning in while I in my meeting with my task force team.
Thank you, Rose. Kelly, could you do me a favor? I need you to write this down. And how long can you stay with us today?
I'm listening, but I'm actually in the warehouse pulling orders, but I'll try to help as best as I can.
All right. So what we're going to need, we're going to put up another link if you can. It's going to be ICE10K, ICE10Kvideos.com, ICE10Kvideos.com. And if somebody can, let me open up. We got the chat open. That's great. Fantastic. So we can put that in the chat as well. ICE10Kvideos.com, somebody. And if you want to see our examples live on screen, just go to you can go to your tablet or your computer if it's handy, and you'll be able to see our examples live on YouTube. When you get to YouTube, go right ahead and click on subscribe. Follow our channel, click that notification bell. Also like some of the videos so more of this information can go out. So what we're going to be talking about is how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. A little bit of what we're going to be learning is how to read an amortization schedule. So we're going to be putting those examples right on the screen so you'll be able to see them. So folks, if you have any questions, come up to the stage. We're going to be talking about things like why you never put a large down payment on a mortgage. You never, ever. Debit cards are emergency cards. Credit cards are everyday cards. That's an absolute fact. You need to know that. So anybody has any questions about finances, about how to pay off loans, student loans, oh my gosh, student loans should pay off in an average of 5 to 7 years. And some of you have student loans that have been around for, like household pets, just kind of hanging around. What do we do about that? There is a way to eliminate those loans. One of the things that we're going to learn today is how to read an amortization schedule. So folks, when our regular time is in the mornings, where we have an engineer, we've got a moderator, but we wanted to do this special edition of the P.I.L.L method so that you will be able to see. So if you want to see what we've got, what we're doing, if you want to see the example, click the link at the top of the page and go to ICE10K Live, and you can watch us on YouTube. Just click the live there and you'll be able to see some of these examples. So right now, I'm getting ready to put an example. Moderators, I'm going to be looking away from my phone as I watch the screen here. So if somebody comes up and wants to ask a question, please feel free to jump in, interrupt me anytime we have a question on the stage. All right. So I'm going to go to, I can see my comments, and we're going to put an amortization schedule on the screen right now. So let's go ahead and get that up and share the screen. All right. Video and share. All right. So we need to add to stream. There we go. All right, folks. There it is. So we have a $400,000 mortgage at 3% on the screen right now. All right. And we're going to show you what the payment is on that. The principal and interest payment on that is $1,686.42. Okay. So when we scroll down to the summary, you will see here that even though the loan is $400,000 at 3%, the total interest paid over on the left-hand side, total interest paid is $207,111.20. $207,111.20. That is a lot of money in interest. But remember, it's 2%. So listen, how is it that hello, New Mexico, how are you doing? How is it that $207,000 is the interest cost at 3%? Is 207,000 3% of 400,000? Absolutely not. It is actually, look over to the right-hand side, is actually 51.778%. 3% loan, 50 is actually 51%. How does that happen? Did you realize that when it goes to 4%, this number rises to 71%? At 5%, it rises to 93%. We're all at 5% interest. We're paying back almost as much in interest as we borrowed in principal. At 6%, it goes all the way to 115.838%. That's what we're talking about, folks. How is it that when we have a low interest rate like this, when we have an interest rate that says 3%, how does it get to 51%? And what can we do about it? So I'm scrolling down to payment number 1. We have 8 people in here watching right now. So keep on coming, watch. Remember, go to ICE10KLive.com to see the examples. So here's what we have. We have $686.42 going to principal, $1,000 going to interest. When you pay this principal amount, when you pay your entire mortgage amount, this amount goes to principal, and we subtract it from what you owe. You're left with the principal balance on line 1. When you're left with the principal balance on line 1, then what happens is the bank uses this principal balance to figure out how much interest you're going to pay on the very next line of your schedule. So this principal balance on line 1 tells us exactly how much interest we're going to pay on line 2. Since you owe less money, then it stands to reason that you're going to pay less money in interest on line 2. Well, it's true. You go from $1,000 in interest on line 1 all the way down to $998.28 on line 2. Yeah. Not very exciting, is it? Okay. And the amount of interest that you don't pay here, that shifts over to the principal payment. So now you pay $688.14 in principal. So when you add those two together, it still comes up with the very same payment of $1,686.42. The payment never changes, just the configuration of principal and interest on each line. Each time you make a payment, a little bit more goes to principal, a little less goes to interest. All right. And so you can see that through payment 3, 4, and 5, and so on. Now, if you take a look at cumulative principal here, that's column 3, and cumulative interest on column 4, you also get to see, you'll be able to see that, and in 1 year on line 12, we have will be able to pay this principal down by $8,351.24. But look how much interest we pay. $11,885.80 in just 1 year. Folks, that's $20,000 paid out in just 1 year. But out of that $20,000, the homeowner gets $8,300 in equity. Shoot, should we have to pay 20 grand just to get $8,300 in equity? And this is at 3% interest? What's going on here? All right, so anybody want to know how to save money in interest? So any new people that have just come into the room, all right, we now have 47 people in the room right now. Let's go ahead and share it out to some other folks so that they can see what's going on. They need to see this. If you want to see this, you go to ICE 10K Live. I'm sorry, yes, ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com. It'll take you to our YouTube channel. All right. And if you want to watch it on any other streaming platform, just go to you can go to our pages on Facebook or Instagram. I'm sorry, Facebook or Twitter. Just go ahead and search Pill Method, and you'll be able to find us anywhere that they're streaming and pull us up there. But a lot of people like to watch us on YouTube. So anyway, here's what we're going to do. We're going to learn how to read an amortization schedule so we do not have to pay all of that interest. Okay, here we go. All right, now remember, anybody in the room who wants to come up and ask a question, please raise your hand and our moderators will be glad to bring you up. Now, let's pretend that we're starting out in January, okay? And we make our mortgage payment in January. When we make that mortgage payment in January, that's line 1, we don't owe anything until February. But if we look at the schedule, we can actually see February's principal payment. February's principal payment is $688.14. $688.14. Now, do we have to wait till February to give the bank that $688.14 if we're still in January? The answer is no. What if we did? What if we paid our mortgage payment in January? Look at February's principal payment. What if we gave the bank that $688.14 as well? Well, all of this money, if directed, the bank would have to apply that to principal. We don't owe any more interest because we paid January's interest already. This will go straight to principal, and we are paid down to line 2 on our amortization schedule in January. So what just happened? Instead of $1,600, we got rid of line 2 on our amortization schedule for only $688.14. Line 2 is gone. Our very next mortgage payment is actually for February is on line 3 of this schedule. Line 3. So if February's payment is on line 3 and we got rid of line 2 with just $688, then what happened to the interest payment on line 2 of $988.28? Folks, it was canceled. You never, ever have to pay that money, ever. You just saved yourself nearly $1,000 in interest. Oh, now the wheels are starting to turn. The wheels are starting to turn right about now. So what happened? What if we were to do this? Make our payment in January. What if we had just a little bit of money in the bank and we decided in January to give the bank the principal payment on line 2, line 3, and line 4? what would happen to all the interest payments on line 2, 3, and 4? That's right. They are canceled as well. We just eliminated 3 payments from our mortgage with a lot less money and saving nearly $3,000 in interest we never have to pay. Folks, did you know your mortgage worked like that? Do you know after all of these years, this system of paying off mortgages is 88 years old this year? 88 years old this year. So why is it that we don't know this? Because the banks have kept it close to their chest. They don't even teach it to their own employees. So we are playing a game we don't even have the rules to. My goodness. So now that we know this, let's take a look at the cumulative principal and the cumulative interest for what's going on here. We got cumulative principal, that's column 3, cumulative interest, that's column 4. Look at this. Now, after 1 year, we would pay this loan down by $8,351.24 and pay the bank $11,000, $11,885 in interest. So here's my question. If we already know that we would pay this loan down by $8,300 in 1 year, here's my question. Do we have to pay this $8,351.24? Do we have to pay that in 12 monthly installments? The answer is no. What if we had it? Well, I mean, these are just hypotheticals. But what if we had the extra $8,351.24? What if we had it? Could we apply that to the mortgage on line 1? If we did, we would be paid down to line 12 in just 1 month. We'd be paid down to where we would owe $391,648.76. They said, Don, that's hard for me to believe. So let me go ahead and put a calculator on the screen so that you can see it. If you are new to the room and you want to see this example that everybody else is seeing on YouTube, go to ice10kvideos.com and you'll be able to see this live, what we're doing this live right on screen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull up my calculator, put that on screen. We started off with a $400,000 mortgage, and we're going to pay all at one time $8,351.24 instead of paying it over 12 months. Because every time you wait to the first of the month, you have to pay nearly $1,000 in interest along with that principal payment. But if you give the bank that money all up front, they can't charge you all of that interest. So let's see what happens here when we take the $400,000 and we subtract the $8,351.24. Look at this. We get $391,648.76. Folks, that's the same number that's on line 12 of the amortization schedule. Do you mean that we can get here in just 1 month? 1 month. And what happens to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12? They are eliminated. Folks, that's a savings of $10,904.91 that you never have to pay. So we're able to pay it down to line 12 on this amortization schedule, not for $11,885, but for just $1,000 in interest that we have on line 1. So folks, if you're going to give this money to the bank, would you rather give them $8,351 and pay down your mortgage? Would you rather give them $11,885 in interest to do it? Or would you rather pay them $1,000 for the same amount of equity? Folks, that is a little bit about how to read an amortization schedule. If you want to know more about what we're doing, how we do this, you can go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com. You will see a button there that says how to get a savings and earnings report. Fill out that savings and earnings report, and you can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free and how much interest you can save. Remember, go to ice10k.com and you will see the button that says get a savings and earnings report. All right, folks. Any questions? I guess not. I guess I'll just keep going because, oh, yeah, we got Mr. Taylor there. Come on up, man. Mr. Taylor, how are you doing, sir? If you want to speak, click the button. There you go.
Yes, there we go. All right.
How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you for having me up. I appreciate it.
Certainly.
So my question is, I followed your statement of the 8,300. Do we have to pay that over 12 months? No. So, suppose we're in a position we have this 8,300
Mhm.
and then we pay it. That does knock off all of that interest as you went through in your example. Question is, does that still leave us with a principal and interest payment due the following month?
And that is a very, very good question. So if we do that, if we follow the example that I just gave, you do have a payment the next month, but it's not on line 2 of the schedule. It's actually on line 13. By giving them all that money up front, you're all the way down to line 13 of your amortization schedule in just 1 month.
Yeah, I like it. I dig it. I kind of thought that was the plan, but thank you for clarifying that. And yeah, so you got the cash. You pay a little extra in the beginning when the amortization schedule is real heavy on the interest. You eliminate that in the beginning, get yourself a nice head start, and that basically accelerates your payoff.
Right. But what you want to do is, here's the thing. You want to pay the right amount of money in the right month on the right day of the month. We're just going over the basics of how the bank actually charges and what happens when we pay extra. Okay. So you don't need a lot of money to save a lot of money in interest. Let me show you how. Are you watching this as well on a computer or something?
I'm sorry that I'm not. I clicked on your YouTube thing, but
That's okay.
I can't figure it out.
You should be able to see something that says live.
Okay.
Find one that says live when you go to ice10k videos.com and then go to our YouTube channel, and you should be able to see one that says live and then click on that one.
Okay, cool.
All right. But anyway, so here's what I'm talking about. I'm going to put another example on the screen here. We're looking at line 2 of the schedule. $688.14 and $998. All right, $998 in interest. So Taylor, do you have a calculator handy?
Yeah.
Yeah, could you pull it up and would you help me out here?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. All right, so here's what we're going to do. If we prepay the $688.14 on line 2, we don't have to pay the $998 in interest on line 2. So if you will put into your calculator $998.28, I'd appreciate it very much.
$998 and 20 cents.
28 cents.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and I'm going to put in my calculator $688.14. So let's just say I have half that money. So I'm going to divide mine in 2. I don't have $688 to prepay, but I have half that money. So I'm going to divide mine by 2. I have $344.07. If I prepay that, we would save half the interest, wouldn't we?
Right.
So would you go ahead and divide yours by 2?
$499.14.
So is would it be worth it to pay $344 if I could save that much interest?
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I don't have $344. Guess what? I'm dividing mine by 2 again. I only have $172. So how much interest can I save now? Now I'll divide yours by 2.
$249.57.
That's listen, that's almost $250 in interest I never have to pay. Still worth it?
Yes.
Well, guess what? You got it. I'm going to divide mine by 2 again. You know, I think I might be able to come up with an extra $86 somewhere to apply to this mortgage. You see, we have been taught when we apply money to principal just to look at the principal going down, but not the interest saved. All right.
Yeah.
So now how much interest do we save now?
$124.78.
Still $124.78. I'm going to divide mine by 2 one more time. I've got $43. $43. $43 applied to this mortgage at this time saves me how much interest?
$62.39.
You see, here's what we're talking about. For years, if you've had a mortgage or a student loan or a car loan or a credit card and you've paid extra, you know that you're saving time and you know you're saving interest. But have you ever received a receipt from any banking institution that said, here's how much interest you just saved?
No, not that I recall.
No, they don't do that. And I wonder why.
Yeah.
All right. I've got a question right here online. It says, how do you direct the bank to apply the excess amount to principal? And do you let's see, do that each time you make the payment? No. You see, when you're making a prepayment to your mortgage, your bank has certain rules. Now, some of them have on their website, you're able to find on the website a line that says principal only.
Yeah.
And you could do that, and that counts. I mean, they accept that as letting them know how this all works. But
Yeah.
if your bank is not set up that way, all you have to do is call, find out, how do I make a principal prepayment?
Yeah.
And they'll tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. I can make a principal prepayment on my online mortgage account and everything. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to make it sound simpler than it is, but it seems like the idea, if you have the extra money, you pay it towards principal, you're saving yourself lots of interest.
Mhm.
But we do have to remember that the bill is due next month in full. So
Yes.
you know, that never stops. So if you have the extra cash, put it towards the principal, you save the interest. I get it. I dig it. Do you ever argue and go back and forth with people about, should you be making minimum payments and then investing the rest?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the
Yeah.
time. You know,
Where do you feel in that? Like, is it based on person's income level, personality, or is it, just straight math? Like, which one do you favor more?
oh no, here's what I favor: saving money in interest and making money with interest. So there is a certain amount of money that we have that we can put towards principal and a certain amount of money that we can actually invest. We don't have to do either or. We can do both and. So
yeah, I like that.
what if we break it down, Taylor? What if we break it down this way? Okay. Out of your budget, you got your income, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing we take care of in your budget, the P.I.L.L method way, is figure out how much money you want to spend on your family to create memories. I mean, just to have a good time. All right.
Yeah.
Got to enjoy yourself in life, correct? So we're gonna make that part of the budget. Second part of the budget is how much are we? Second part of the budget is how much do we want to put away in savings and our investments? So we can take care of that right up front, can't we?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to determine we're going to talk with our professionals and say, based on my income, how much should I be putting away in savings? That's taken care of. That's 2 things. Number 3 is making at least the minimum payments on your debt. We got to do that.
Yeah.
Or they're going to come and get stuff. Number 4, pay the rest of the bills: food, cell phone, TV, electricity, gasoline. Make sure all the rest of the bills are paid. Okay?
Yeah.
That takes care of everything, doesn't it?
Yep.
Now it's going to be easy to see how much money is left over after all of those things are paid.
Yep.
So even if it's a little bit of money that's left over, it saves us a ton of interest, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like it. That makes sense. I like it. So yeah, just pay extra. Just keep paying a little extra as much as you can. It's never gonna hurt to pay extra to the mortgage.
Exactly. So we're going to be able to take care of that, and because everything is taken care of right there. So here's the other thing we need to figure out. I had a client that is an engineer right here in Huntsville, Alabama. That's where I'm from.
Okay.
Okay. And he's making more money now than he was making 5 years ago. But the amount of money, so we have what's called a opportunity cost calculator. See, we don't, I don't do all of this math in my head. There's no way. Our calculator does all of this, and it directs him like financial GPS, move this much money in this month or this day of the month. Here's how much interest you save. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all automatic. So here's what we're doing. So he's putting his extra money into the program, and the program keeps recalculating every time he's putting more money in. So he's got it down to the point where he's going to pay off the final $260,000 on his mortgage in just 3.5 years. And we also figure out how much interest he has left to pay, which is $16,000. When he told me that, he was surprised to hear me say, "You're paying off the mortgage too fast and you're not paying enough interest." He says, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "All of that money you got going towards debt reduction. Let's take $2,000 out of your budget each month." The program then recalculates and says, now you're going to be out of debt in 6.5 years instead of 3.5. You're going to pay $20,000 in interest instead of $16,000. He says, "Well, how is that better?" I said, "This is why. Now, remember, you are happy to get out of debt in 3.5 years. That means that $2,000 a month has to come back into your budget and go towards debt reduction, correct?" He said, "Yeah." So I said, 3.5 years, 3 years, that's 36 months. Add another 6 months, 36, that's 42 months. 42 months times $2,000 a month. That's 84 grand. That's going to go into debt reduction just so that you can save an additional $4,000 in interest. Is that how you want to spend your money? What do you think he said, Taylor?
No, I don't like that.
So I'm with you. I'm with the guys or the gals that say, you know what? There's a certain point at which it doesn't make sense to throw extra money at the loan. Take that money and invest it.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
Listen,
Well,
if you have any other questions, feel free. Just jump right in. You can hang out as long as you want.
all right, Ice. Thank you very much for the conversation, and thanks for letting me listen.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. All right. So we got.
Hey, have a good time. What's up with the Huntsville, Alabama real estate, man? I'm looking at stuff all over. I'm a realtor and a real estate investor, and I was looking at like Fayetteville, Arkansas area, Northwest Arkansas is getting a lot of buzz, and then I'm like, so is Alabama. I'm like, what's the cool city in Alabama? Is it Tuscaloosa? Is it Huntsville? Is it Mobile? Like, what do you think would be cool to buy an investment property in Alabama?
Well, right now, most people don't know this, but Alabama is now the largest city. Huntsville is the largest city in Alabama right now.
Okay.
So yeah, we're like every place else now. The housing prices are going through the roof. So you want to look outside the smaller towns outside of Huntsville where you can commute within an hour. The prices are still pretty reasonable in the outlying areas. So there's still deals to be had, but Huntsville is now the largest city in Alabama.
Okay, very good. And you got a big airport there or what?
Yeah, it's an international airport, but it's not a hub.
Okay.
But people fly in and out of here all the time because it's Rocket City. The military is here. We have a Google here. We have a new FBI facility here. There's a lot of stuff coming into Huntsville, Alabama. And so people fly out of here all the time.
Gotcha. All right, I won't hijack your show any longer.
All right, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you for answering the question. Sawan, what's going on, man?
What's up, big dog? How you doing?
It's you, brother. It's you all day long. What you got for me?
Well, I just wanted to say I appreciate it. I was telling my wife, the things that you say are so simple, but as a real estate investor, we're always like creative, and then whenever I hear you speak, it's like, well, back to the basics, Swan. Like don't you know what I mean? Like put the ball back on the tee and swing, So I love that. And that's really what I came to. I've been listening for a while, but I just came to stage to say I just love the basic stuff, because as a real estate investor, I just get wackadoo crazy sometimes. But this really helps me. I just paid off one of my mortgages yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I just paid off one of my mortgages yesterday. So I love the stuff and I actually apply it.
Listen, man, I appreciate you doing that. So do you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
What if you could have known how much interest you actually saved by doing that? Would that have been helpful?
Oh, for sure, because that's how I base if I'm gonna pay something off or not. So like if I'm gonna save, because we're always looking at our portfolio, we're trying to manage it, like how much cash flow we're bringing in, how much money is going out, and so if I could have said, hey, this is the property that you should pay off first before you pay off this one, of course I would save more money on my end as far as liquidity, and then improve my cash flow at the same time.
Well, listen, we just had a client come on board who has 10 mortgages. And looking at all of that, our program will tell them when there is some extra money, it's going to tell them exactly how much to apply, what month to apply it in, what day of the month to apply it on, and which loan to attack. Now, here's the thing. The way that we've learned to do it, Sawad, is to keep, if we were to start out with the right loan, we're going to keep attacking that loan until it's paid to zero. Then we're going to switch to the next loan, correct?
Right. Yeah, because that's exactly what I just did.
Okay, so here's what we want to do, though. If we're saving money in interest, the interest payments, as we get deeper into the amortization schedule, the interest payments get smaller and smaller and smaller, don't they?
Right.
So the amount of interest you can save gets smaller and smaller. So doesn't it stand to reason that pretty soon this mortgage that started out to be the most expensive in interest cost actually becomes cheaper than all of the rest? The more money we put towards it?
Right. Yep. Because at the end, I think I was getting down to like, $30 in an interest payment, $50 in an interest payment.
Exactly. So that's as much as you could save. So at a certain point, when that loan gets cheaper than the rest, we should stop focusing on that one and switch over to another one, because the idea is not to pay off the loans fast. The idea is to pay them off cheap. What do you think about that?
Yeah, actually, I love that. Like I said, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that. I was just going for, honestly, I told myself I was going to start with the lowest one, and pay them off from there. I paid off one last year as well.
Right.
But I just been going with the lowest one, honestly. No like calculated,
Yeah.
Like I said, I am looking at my cash flow a little bit, but no calculated moves.
Yeah, man. So what we want to do is make sure that you pay the least amount of interest possible. I have a client here. I'm going to put that on the screen. I'm going to switch screens here, folks, and I'm going to put something else on the screen here to show just a little bit of what we're talking about. This is a real estate investor here in Huntsville, Alabama. So we're going to stop that right there, and we're going to share a different screen. Let's see, share screen there, and there we go. Boom. All right. And we're adding that to the screen. Now, this is a real estate investor. So we've got him here, and he's got he's got $2 million worth of loans. Okay. And in this, in one of the loans, He's in 37 months, he's paid it down by 99 grand, but it cost him $222,000 in interest to do that. Okay. So here's the thing. He's going to pay, the bank wants him to pay $1,123,195 in interest. $1,000,001 just in interest. So here's the thing. So when we're trying to figure out which loan to attack, one of these loans in just 2 months, okay, he paid it down by $7,374.92, but it cost him $4,609.08. So this one he paid down by $7,000, but it cost him $4 grand in interest. This one he paid down by $99,000, and it cost him $222,000 in interest. So if he was going to pick one to attack, now the one that he's paid down $7,000, it's the smaller of the two loans. Okay. He is saving some interest if he focuses on that. But while he's focusing on that, this other one is killing him in the interest cost. Does that make sense? You see where we're going, Swan? If you're talking, you're on mute.
Yeah, no, I'm listening.
So that's kind of where we go. We take a look at our program takes a look at how much does it cost to manage the loan, and then make decisions based on the cost each month of the loan, and then attack it that way. And you'll be surprised at how fast these loans melt away with relatively small amounts of money, because our dollars are being put to their highest and best use by saving all of that interest. That's what's going on, man. All right. Well, listen, thank you for coming up, man. And listen, anytime you want, just let me know. And, we'll chop it up a little bit and see what we could do to help you save some additional money in interest. And then what happens with all of that interest money you save? Can we reinvest that into other properties?
No, that's for sure. Because I got over $2 million in mortgages, so yeah, I definitely need some of
that. Listen, man, I would love to talk to you about that. So if you want, you can always go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com, and click on Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Put your information in there, and you can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free. Now, if it's not your goal to be debt free, how would you like to know which loans to attack so that you can gain equity at 5 times the regular rate? You can cash out refi 7 to 10 years sooner, take your cash out at a much lower interest cost, and just keep that thing churning.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in doing right there.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. All right. Well, I'm running this thing by myself, so forgive me for being slow with the moderator badge. So Juan, do you have any other questions for me right now?
No, man. I'm just listening in.
All right, great.
While I'm doing a little gardening work. So I'm here.
Listen, man. Thank you. Jump in anytime you want. King David, what's going on, my brother?
Man.
What?
People told me it was on fire in here, so I just had to come check it out before you close out the room. Brought my fire extinguisher. That was it.
All right. Well, listen, that's what we're doing, man. What we're doing, man, is we are letting people know the kind of information they're going to get when they come to the
Spiritual Money Mindset.
Yeah, the Spiritual Money Mindset in Nashville next month.
I hope you're not giving away all the secrets, man.
Listen, man. Listen, I got so much. There's no way I can give it away in just a few minutes. So, listen, when people come to hear what we're talking about, they're going to get so much more than I could ever talk about here. So in a minute, we're going to talk about why we never make a large down payment to a mortgage. Never, ever make a large down payment to a mortgage, and never get a 15-year mortgage. Always get a 30. And if they're offering 40 years, take that. Never get less than 30 years on a mortgage, ever. Okay? We're going to be talking about that in a minute. So, King David, what's been going on with you, man?
Man, that just messed my head up right there, man. I can't. I'm still trying to recover. Like, wait, what?
That's right.
To never get a 15-year.
Never get a 15-year.
Offer the 40.
Yeah, and if they offer a 40, take it.
Good Lord.
Because see, on average, these loans for us, we pay them off in an average of 7 to 9 years. On average. This loan right here, this real estate investor with, I got on the screen right now, $2 million worth of loans. The bank wanted him to pay $1,123,000 over 21.9 years just to pay off $2.2 million. I showed him how to pay only $243,000. He's saving over $800,000 in interest. He's going to be done in 4.9 years. And he's not using a dime of the money he has earmarked for reinvesting. So he's cash flowing over 40 grand a month on these two properties. 40 grand a month. Okay. Office buildings. Okay. 40 grand a month. And his mortgage payments are a little over $14,000 a month. So he's making good money. So he's not putting. So he says, out of this money, I'm earmarking this much to go towards my investment. We only have about $6,000 to work with that he's setting aside each month out of the 40 grand into an account in a reserve account. That's what he's using to do maintenance and repairs on the building. He's taking 6 grand out of the 40, putting it away. He's investing the rest. And I'm using that account. I'm using that account that he's set up over here on the side in a bank account, making 1/10 of 1%. You know, he has nearly $100,000 in that account. So while he's making, go ahead,
Come on,
King.
man. So how do I make money with Don, the P.I.L.L method, Daniel, man? How do I get me some ice money, something, man? Because I've been hearing people talk about it. Good Lord, man. This is every time I hear about it, I'm still mind blown. It's like I hear a different detail each time that I missed the time before, even if you're saying the same thing. So I can only imagine when you start sharing the whole gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what we're talking about, folks. If you want to see what we're doing, you can go to ice10kvideos.com and see us live on YouTube right now. ice10kvideos.com. Now, listen. So what we did was we're showing him how he can pay off one of these loans by advancing maybe about 30. Let's say I told him, well, you've got $100K in the savings in this savings account, making 1/10 of 1%. What if you advance $30K from your loan? Okay. Do you realize that would knock off 1 year off this mortgage? Do you also realize it would save you, I believe, let me see, how much was he's saving? Like $60,000 in interest? That's a lot of interest, man. And then I said, well, if you do that, it's going to take a year off. All right. How long would it take you to pay yourself back? 30 grand. He's going to advance that. It's going to take him 5 months to pay himself back because he's putting 6 grand in that account every single month. So he pays himself back in 5 months. I said, could you do it again? Take that money out of the bank and apply it to this mortgage again. Knock off another year and kill another ton of interest. Could you keep doing that like every 4 or 5 months? So you pay everything off in 4.9 years and save yourself $891,726 in interest. That part, that's what we're talking about, man. So could you do me a favor, King? And do you have my link?
For the spiritual money mindset?
Yeah. So it's smmindset.com. Would you change that? Because I want to show the folks some stuff here where we're going to be in May. If you would change that for me, I'd appreciate it very, very much.
Got you, my brother.
All right.
Tell me if that's right.
That is exactly it, my brother. That is exactly it. So, folks, here's what we're going to now. We've been talking about having the right mindset for a while here. And what I want to do now is talk to you about how we're thinking about money and what it takes to shift from one mindset to another. One mindset that doesn't serve you well to a mindset that serves you extremely well. We put together a little information here. And so now I want you to see and listen to what we're talking about. Listen to it on Clubhouse, but watch it on our streaming site.
In these uncertain times, the pandemic is still fresh on our minds. Gas and food prices increasing, and talk of Web 3.0 and the metaverse delight some and strike terror in others. Entrepreneurs, once enthusiastic about the future, now question the calling on their life. Some will find answers online, others will turn to trends and fads, but the real solution is a change in mindset. Your mindset is a set of beliefs that shape how you make sense of the world and yourself. It influences how you think, feel, and behave in any given situation. If mindset shapes all of that, then what influences mindset? Our answer: exposure. Exposure to a new environment. Exposure to experiences from those who have seen this before. Exposure to what works for those with proven track records that what they're doing is working. P.I.L.L Method Seminars presents Developing a Spiritual Money Mindset. 3 days at the Gaylord Opryland Resort in Nashville, Tennessee, where you'll be exposed to leaders in real estate, leaders in the metaverse, leaders in building a financial legacy. Expose yourself to the top motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas, in person. It's all happening May 20th through 22nd. Go to ice10kevents.com to purchase your ticket today.
About that, King. And listen, on top of everything else, and listen, folks, if you click on that link, you get to see and go through the phenomenal slate of speakers we have, but also E.T., the hip hop preacher, is going to be in the building, and I need you to hear a little bit from him. E.T., what do you got to say to us today?
This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Your grandma counting on you to do the right thing. Your mama counting on you. Your cousins, your brothers and sisters are counting on you to cash in on this opportunity. Everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. There are kids that don't eat like you eat. They're at the same university. They don't get what you get. But with this right here, your skill set, this thing can take you wherever you want to go and then take your kids wherever you want them to go. You know how many people would die to have the gear y'all got? You know how many people would die to get on these planes and travel the world? You know how many people would die to have your life? And you got it. Let's go. You got money, but do you got that dog? Yeah, you got money, you got privilege, but do you got that dog? Do you got that stamina? So yeah, you might have something I don't have right now, but if I work hard, I can have what you have. I want you to chant it out. This is it. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten.
King David, what do you think of that, man?
Be phenomenal, be forgotten.
So, King, you are going to be our MC, man. What's that? Have you thought about what it's going to be like to share the stage with E.T.?
You mean with Don Daniel? Yeah, man. I've still been trying to wrap my mind around that one, bro. Still been trying to wrap, and every time you speak, man, I'm telling you, diamonds are dropped. So I'm really just trying to be close to you. So as soon as you drop them, I'm picking them up. I'm gonna take them straight to the bank, boss.
Well, listen, folks, we're not just having, it's not only me that's going to be speaking, but Jonathan Bing, Alicia Cooper, Home Loans, they're going to be talking about the play. We've got Jared talking about the metaverse, and EFTs and all of that going on. We've got Derek Forsted in the house talking about how he houses the homeless and how to level up your income by serving other people. Jacob Jennings, Otis James, Stephanie Gutierrez, Anthony Glenn. I'm talking about people that, this is the value of Clubhouse, being associated with these people. And folks, I didn't even know them a year ago. And how do we meet? At events like you see up top. Folks, go ahead and get your tickets today. Listen, King, I found out that our rooms for this event are the rooms are $500. No, and Kelly told me they're $549 a night. $549. And she called me with a panic and says, what was that link again that you said? Yeah, it's like 279. Oh man, that calmed her right down. The P.I.L.L method has gotten these rooms at a 5-star resort for $279. They're telling me that link expires today at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. 5:30 p.m. Central Time.
I was needing to know. That's exactly what I was needing to know. I had a few people already ask me today about that.
Yep. So listen, I'm going to be working with the hotel. These guys, they want to make sure that they know in plenty of time how many people are coming to an event like this. But I'm telling them, some people don't make, they make plans at the last minute. I'm going to talk to them, King. I'm going to see if I can get that extended. I can't promise that I can. All right. So listen, if you're thinking about coming, go ahead and book that room. Okay. We want to make sure that you've got the room booked. I'm going to, let me see here. Let me pull up.
My friends.
What did you tell them, man?
Just to do them a favor. I'm like, listen, man, 5-star hotel, this 7-star event. Like, if you're not getting your hotel booked at the 270 something rate, I don't want you to be salty with me and talking about, no, you didn't tell me, bro. Well, it went up to 500. Like, nah, no excuses, because I know you still gonna want to come, but I don't want to hear all that. And 270 right now, you can't wait till the last minute on that kind of deal. Hopefully, you do get to extend though, Don. Hopefully, I'm gonna pray about that.
Right, man. But listen, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our best for the people. Listen, I'm sending you the link right there. So anybody wants that, and you can go ahead. And listen, folks, if you go ahead and book your room, and buy a ticket and book your room. All right. And so you don't have to wait. We're going to put this link in the chat right now so that you'll be able to do that. Go ahead, book your room, and go ahead and buy your ticket to this event. Make sure. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. The hotel already told me anybody who books a room at that rate, but they're not on the list as a participant in our conference, they're going to cancel that room. So, yeah, you can book it, but if you're not a participant, if the two lists don't match up, the resort will cancel that reservation. It's not up to me; it's up to them, because they charge $550 a night. They don't want anybody coming that's not going to be a part of the conference. Does that make sense, King?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, I might have to slide you some names, man.
All right, man. Listen, I got you. So listen, folks, if anybody got any other questions, come on up on stage. I got one more example to give today. And this has to do with down payments. And then I got to go. All right. So if you want to see this example, go to ICE 10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com, and you will be able to see this example that I'm getting ready to put on the screen about down payments. Okay, so we're going to stop this screen right here. We're going to bring up another screen. All right. And get that done. So we're going to bring that up. And let me see here. Let's see. Share screen. And bring this up. All right. So here's an example, and we're going to be gone. I had a client that was that used to live across the street from me, King David, and he was thinking about getting this $400,000 mortgage at 3%. All right. And he made the down payment that he needed to make, the minimum down payment that brought him to 400,000. But you know, he makes pretty good money. He was going to put an additional $100,000 on this loan, an additional $100,000 on this loan, so that he would have a $300,000 mortgage at 3%. All right. And so if you can see here, I put that on the screen, 300,000 at 3%. His payment would have been $1,264.81 instead of $1,686.42. So he says, Don, I'm going to be saving money if I put $100,000 down. If we take a look at how much interest he was going to pay over this, he says, well, on the 3% loan, the bank wants $155,000 in interest. On the 4% loan, they want $207,000. So, Don, I'm saving over $50,000 in interest if I do that. I said, well, no, you still want the $400,000 loan. And I said, just hold on for a second. Get the $400,000 loan, okay? And you're going to make your very first payment on this loan. Where's your $100,000? Where's this $100,000? If he gets the $400,000, King, does he still have his $100,000 in the bank?
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly. Now, what could he do with that $100,000 now? Could he apply the $100,000 to his loan now if he wanted to? And put it straight to principal?
Yeah, he can.
If he does that, do you realize I'm scrolling down here? I know you can't see it, man, but I'm scrolling for days. I'm scrolling for days till it gets down to $100,000. He knocks off 125 payments. He's on line 125 of his amortization schedule. That's 10 years knocked off, 10 years, 5 months. He knocks off with that $100,000. So here's what he wanted to do. He wanted to have a $300,000 for a mortgage for 30 years. If he puts the $100,000 as a prepayment instead of a down payment, he's already knocked off 10 years, 5 months on a $300,000 loan. So now he only has 19 years left. The same $300,000 in principal, same $300,000 loan, but he's not starting out on line 1 of a 30-year mortgage. He's already knocked off 10 years, 5 months. And remember, he wanted to save $50,000 over the life of the loan. By doing it this way, he saves $110,000 in just 1 month that he never has to pay. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put it on the screen. Oh, people say, Don, we can't see it. We can't see it. Let me put it up there. Okay. Now I got to start over. Okay. Let me start over. All right. So here's what we're doing, folks. Here's what he wanted. I needed you to see this. Now that you can see it. Sorry. All right. All right. There you go. So here is the $400,000 loan at 3%. Here is the $300,000 loan. The $300,000 loan at 3%. Okay. There you go. So you got $1,264 at 3%. You have $1,686 at 3% on the $400,000 loan. Your total interest cost on this thing is $207,111. That's at the 4%. And this is what he was looking at, the 155. So I said, no, let's get rid of this one altogether. Let's not do this. Let's get the 4%, get the $400,000 loan at 3%. When you're getting ready to make your first payment, Now you can add your $100,000 if you wanted to. And then if you look at the cumulative principal line here, go and you scroll down to where you see $100,000. Look at that. $100,000. That takes you down to line 125, knocking off 10 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, leaving him 19 years, 7 months. Same $300,000. So never, ever, 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 ever make a large down payment to a mortgage. Use your money to make prepayments. You save time and you save interest. King, what do you think of that?
Absolutely insane.
Folks, this is the kind of information that we're going to be handing out for free. For the price of your ticket, we saved this guy $110,000 in just one move. What else are we going to be able to save you for the price of the ticket to get in? And that's just my part.
You can buy a few hundred tickets for what you saved now.
That's just my part. Jonathan Bing and Miss Cooper Home Loans, they're going to tell you how that you can become the bank, become a lender, a business purpose lender, lending out up to $7 or $8 million and making between 1 and 5 points on these loans. They're already teaching people who are over $1 million in commissions since November. Listen, man, this information is crazy good. And that's just two of us. What about Anthony Glenn, who talks about how to use your VA loan, your VA benefits? Not only that you can buy a 5-unit, one if it's a commercial, one commercial, and then 4 residential in the same building. You don't have. He says you can buy that with no credit score, no money down. If you have a VA, is that what he says, King? And then turns around. Then he says, you know what? What if you can't find one to buy? Then get the money to build it, and then put tenants in it.
Yeah, see, that's what.
We're going to have so much information there. It's not even funny. And folks, I'm going to end this room right here. We don't have any more questions coming up, but I am so thankful that you came in here today to listen to this. Go ahead and click that link above. Don't let these tickets run out on you. Go ahead and make sure you get your see you in Nashville next month, 20th through the 23rd. Click on the link, see all the speakers there, and we've got Eric Thomas that's going to be in the building for us. And the last thing we're going to hear today is from Mr. Eric Thomas himself before we take it out. I want to thank everybody for spending a little bit of time with us, just so that you can get a taste of what interest cancellation is going to be all about, how you can save money in interest. And we help people to pay off all of their debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. And you don't have to make more money to make this happen. You do not have to sacrifice lifestyle to make this happen. We're going to show you how to do this with your current budget on how to pay off all of your debt in 7 to 9 years on average. And you can live well while you're doing it. And that's just my part. Look at all the other information you're going to be getting next month from the 20th through the 22nd. And each ticket, look at the ticket prices. Each ticket includes food, and on the final day of the conference, when the last speaker has done their job, then we're all going to get together for a celebratory dinner so that everyone can rub shoulders with all of the speakers and continue to network. I'm telling you, folks, you've never seen anything like this before. And this is just the first of many. I want to see your face in the place next month in Nashville on the 20th through the 21st. And while we're hearing from Dr. Eric Thomas, go ahead and click that link and secure your ticket.
This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Your grandma counting on you to do the right thing. Your mama counting on you. Your cousins, your brothers and sisters are counting on you to cash in on this opportunity. Everybody want to be a beast. Until it's time to do what beasts do. There are kids that don't get what they don't eat like you eat. They're at the same university. They don't get what you get. But with this right here, your skill set, this thing can take you wherever you want to go and then take your kids wherever you want them to go. You know how many people would die to have the gear y'all got? You know how many people would die to get on these planes and travel the world? You know how many people would die to have your life? And you got it. Let's go. You got money, but do you got that dog? Yeah, you got money, you got privilege, but do you got that dog? Do you got that stamina? So yeah, you might have something I don't have right now, but if I work hard, I can have what you have. I want you to chant it out. This is it. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being here today. Follow the moderators and any final words from our moderators before we shut it down for today.
The quickest way to be phenomenal is to get in the room and be around phenomenal people.
That is correct, man. That is correct. Follow the moderators, folks. We'll see you another time in these clubhouse streets. Thank you very much. I hope we were able to provide some information for you. And if you want to see more, we have over 70 shows that we have recorded on our YouTube channel, P.I.L.L Method YouTube channel, and the shows are called How to Pay Off Mortgages in 7 Years. I know this is a lot of information to grasp all at one time, but go ahead, watch some of those videos. You'll see what we're talking about. Watch the numbers. Watch the numbers. It makes total sense to do what we're talking about today. Thank you so very much, and we'll see you. We'll see you next time. All right? So follow the moderators while we go ahead and play our outro. All right?
Great room, Don.